A mind that cannot be controlled is not loud. It does not argue constantly with itself. It is not pulled in 10 directions at once. And yet most people live with a mind that is never still, never sovereign, and never truly their own. Thoughts arrive uninvited, emotions surge without permission, and attention is taken hostage by forces barely noticed, yet deeply obeyed. Long before screens, algorithms, and endless information, the ancient monks of the desert asked a terrifying question: who is speaking inside me? They did not ask this as philosophers or therapists, but as men fighting for their souls. Among them was Evagrius Ponticus, a scholar who fled the world to confront the chaos within, and his student in spirit, Cassian, who carried this wisdom from the Egyptian desert to the west. What they discovered about the human mind remains unsettlingly accurate. This is not a story about inspiration. It is a story about exposure. Because the first step toward an uncontrollable mind is realizing how easily it has already been conquered. Chapter 1: The Invisible Captivity. There is a man we will call Marcus. His life appears stable from the outside. He works, he plans, he scrolls, and he sleeps. Yet inside, his mind never rests. Old memories surface without warning. Imagined futures provoke fear. Desires contradict one another, and guilt arrives without invitation. He believes these thoughts are his own, yet he has never chosen them. Marcus assumes this is normal. Everyone is distracted. Everyone is anxious. Everyone feels divided. But what he does not realize is that his inner life resembles what the Desert Fathers called dispersion, the scattering of the soul. A scattered soul cannot act freely, because it is always reacting. Evagrius Ponticus observed that the human mind is not neutral ground. It is a battleground. Thoughts are not merely ideas, they are movements that seek consent. If consent is given repeatedly, the thought becomes a habit. And the habit, over time, becomes a master. Chapter 2: Evagrius and the Map of the Mind. Evagrius was not a simple hermit. He was one of the most brilliant minds of his time, trained in rhetoric and theology. Yet it was precisely his intellect that led him into danger. Pride, fantasy, ambition, and desire nearly destroyed him. When he fled to the Egyptian desert, he did not flee temptation. He fled ignorance. There, Evagrius identified what he called the logismoi, 8 fundamental thought patterns that assault the human mind. Gluttony, lust, greed, sadness, anger, acedia, vainglory, and pride. These were not moral labels, but psychological forces. Each thought arrived with a story. Each story sought agreement. And each agreement weakened freedom. Evagrius taught that thoughts do not begin as sins. They begin as suggestions. The danger lies not in their appearance, but in the dialogue that follows. When the mind argues, justifies, or fantasizes, it slowly hands over authority. A mind that debates every thought is already under siege. Chapter 3: Cassian and the Western Soul. Cassian encountered this wisdom firsthand. He lived among the Desert Fathers and absorbed their discipline, then carried it to Gaul, where it would shape Western monasticism. Cassian understood that the greatest threat to spiritual life was not immorality, but distraction. A distracted mind cannot love God, because it cannot remain present. Cassian wrote that the monk's task was not to suppress thoughts violently, but to learn discernment. Some thoughts pass like clouds. Others linger, demanding attention. The disciplined soul learns to refuse engagement. This refusal is not repression. It is clarity. For Cassian, purity of heart was not emotional innocence. It was inner unity. A pure heart is one that wills one thing. A divided heart is easily ruled. Chapter 4: Modern Noise, Ancient Insight. Marcus does not live in the desert. He lives in a world engineered to fragment attention. Notifications interrupt thought. News provokes outrage. Entertainment numbs silence. Yet the inner mechanics remain the same. Thoughts still arrive uninvited. Emotions still demand obedience. What Marcus experiences as anxiety, the fathers recognized as undisciplined thought. What he calls overthinking, they called captivity. The difference is not language, but diagnosis. The modern world treats intrusive thoughts as identity. The ancients treated them as visitors. This distinction changes everything. If thoughts are not identity, they can be observed. If they can be observed, they can be refused. And refusal, practiced patiently, restores freedom. Chapter 5, Hesychasm and the Courage of Stillness. The Desert Fathers did not conquer the mind through force. They cultivated hesychasm, inner stillness. This was not relaxation, but vigilance. Stillness exposed the chaos that noise concealed. In silence, the true state of the soul became undeniable. At first, stillness was terrifying. Thoughts multiplied. Old wounds surfaced. Desire screamed for expression. Many fled back to noise. But those who remained discovered something astonishing. Thoughts weaken when ignored. Like fires without fuel, they consume themselves. Evagrius taught that prayer was not speech, but attention. To stand watch at the gates of the mind required patience, humility, and endurance. This was ascesis, not punishment, but training. The mind was not crushed. It was educated. Chapter 6, Metanoia and the Reordering of Identity. As Marcus begins to practice silence, something shifts. He notices the gap between thought and self. A fearful image arises, but he does not follow it. An old resentment appears, but he does not rehearse it. Slowly, the tyranny loosens. This is metanoia, not emotional regret, but a change of mind. The center of gravity moves inward. Identity no longer rests on impulse, but on presence. Marcus is not calmer because life improved. He is calmer because life no longer governs his interior. The fathers taught that freedom is not the absence of struggle, but the right ordering of love. When the mind learns whom it serves, the soul becomes stable. Stability is strength. Chapter 7, the Philokalia and watchfulness. In the Philokalia, a collection of ascetic writings preserved across centuries, the same warning appears again and again. Watch your thoughts. Not with fear, but with sobriety. The unexamined thought becomes the unquestioned command. Watchfulness does not mean control in the modern sense. It means attentiveness without attachment. The fathers did not seek to dominate the mind, but to liberate it from false masters. A mind that cannot be controlled is one that has learned whom not to obey. Marcus begins to understand that freedom is quiet. It does not announce itself. It is felt in the absence of compulsion. Chapter 8, a different kind of strength. The world praises quick reactions, strong opinions, constant expression. The Desert Fathers practiced something more difficult. They refused immediate response. They cultivated delay. In that delay, freedom was born. A mind that cannot be controlled is not immune to thoughts. It is immune to deception. It knows the difference between appearance and truth. Such a mind cannot be easily manipulated, because it does not confuse impulse with command. This strength does not impress crowds. It does not dominate conversations. It endures. Conclusion, the quiet victory. Evagrius died in obscurity. Cassian wrote quietly, without ambition. Yet their insight outlived empires. They understood that the greatest conquest is invisible. To master cities is nothing compared to mastering the inner world. Marcus still lives in the same world. Noise has not disappeared. Suffering has not ended. But something essential has changed. His mind is no longer a corridor through which every thought marches unchallenged. It has become a dwelling, guarded and ordered. A mind that cannot be controlled is not born. It is formed. Slowly. Patiently. In silence.